Mm. Hey, everybody, it's Conscious Medium Brandon Russ. I think I'm live. Good Lord, I can never tell. Like, what the heck is going on here? I hope everybody's doing okay today. I'm going to actually pull up something else here right in my window. Oh, I'm completely, like, blah, 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 blah. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Of course, I can't see any of the... How about if I go into studio mode? Maybe that'll help. Nope, that doesn't help. Well, I think we're all set here. I'm gonna actually pull up my other. I got to get the hang of this. So, hope everybody's having a great new year. I hope things are going well. I'm halfway into the studio. I've got things all kind of strewn around. That's kind of where it is that, oh yeah, look at this. You're all watching me and I'm watching me and we're all watching each other and I'm looking all sorts of goofy. Anyways. So anything happened today in Washington? I didn't think so. Are you guys enjoying the astrology? By the way, as we speak right now, the new Whiskey and Bagels is uploading. You're going to be able to see that first thing in the morning tomorrow. We had to kind of push some things back because of New Year's Day and so forth and so on. Hey, Trish, how are you? Happy New Year to you, too. Thank you so much. We're going to be doing some tarot here. We're also going to be doing some of the... oh, gosh, why doesn't this... I know what this is. So one of the challenges that I've had with this new studio is I really just have to spend time with it. You know, like in a big way. Right? So yeah, it's just that kind of simple stuff, you know. So I'm exploring my stuff here while I'm on here. I'll be doing some tarot stuff here in a few minutes. Really upgraded a lot of the setup that I have here, being able to kind of like turn to the camera and keep my microphone on me and blah, 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 all this other stuff. I've got lighting all over the place. They really just kind of have the minimum lighting on right now just to kind of get my whole face and all that other stuff. And I hope, you know, I'm going to make sure that I'm up high enough. I hope I'm up loud enough. So I do want to actually talk to you guys. Oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing here. I really need to. Oh, there I am. Look at that. Look at that, B. You know, I just want to do a little promo onto this, and it's my big friggin' fat face. So, Astrology Self-Care. It's class coming up. It actually starts on January the 11th. Yes, 1/11/23. And by the way, when you do the numerology, it becomes an 8. It's a manifest time. Da, 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 da. Actually, 5, 7, 8, 9. I'll figure out how to count. But anyways, so one of the things that a lot of people have been asking me about this class is, when does the discount run out? Well, the discount runs out on Friday, which is tomorrow. And then I also, do I need experience with it? Well, here's the very cool thing. I've been teaching astrology for a really long time. And basically what you're going to be doing is working with a worksheet. You're going to get explanations, you're going to get information, you're going to talk about definitions and that sort of thing. But you're going to be able to pull apart your chart when it comes to your self-care. So there's only about 7 actual aspects that we take a look at. We take a look at the inner planets, sans Mars, because Mars actually has some other ramifications to society that don't necessarily talk about your self-care, but we do talk about Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn when it comes to what society's pressures are and that sort of thing. But the self-care, we really do a deep dive into things like Chiron and things like Lilith. And you guys are going to be able to see here shortly. Penny and I had a great conversation about Lilith today. Lilith is moving into Leo. It's the narcissist term. It is the, it's the thing where when people just lose empathy, it doesn't necessarily mean you become narcissistic. It means that you become apathetic, where it's kind of like, I used to feel for you, but now I'm just kind of done. It will be a great shaker as well. Hi, Terry. How are you? It's nice to see you, too. there's a lot of very cool things that you can learn from your Lilith, and we really kind of pull that apart. We do also talk about Juno, and we talk about Eris, so we do talk about some of the asteroids, but we talk about Venus and the Moon and how those kind of come together, how you find your voice and your action base within self-care with Mercury and that intimate relationship that you have, and of course the Sun, Moon, Rising is kind of a big deal. So the way that the class is taught is we kind of pick apart your chart, and can a beginner work with it? Well, the short answer is absolutely. The longer answer is it's actually designed for beginners. It is designed if you have to have a little bit of appreciation. And by the way, if you're here on this channel, you have the appreciation. If you like how I talk about things and my style and that sort of thing, you're going to love this class, because not only are you going to be working with a community, but you're also going to be diving into some real practical tools. I also teach an intuitive development class. I'm halfway done. I actually have a special going on with that as well. Feel free to reach out to me if you're interested in jumping on board, because you can get the recordings for the first half and join us for the live second half if you want to. But back on the astrology self-care, it really takes a look at how you, by human design, work. And by the way, with this new studio, I am loving the idea. And by the way, I'm going to pan back just a little bit. You see, I'm teasing the rest of my space here. See what I'm doing there? By the way, it's a little foggy, right? You can't really see it. You can, but you can't. Let's see if I can talk. Hold on a second. I may or may not be creating some music right now. My keys are going to go right here. I just decided to make a studio the way I wanted it to, and create music if I want to, create charts if I want to. If I want to talk to the animals, I'm going to talk to the animals. You know, good stuff. I get this light right in my eye. By the way, it does really pick up every single blemish you've ever had. I don't know what this is. This time of the year, my face gets dry. Go ahead, write down below all your eczema comments. South Carolina, I am actually going to be announcing the rest of my year tour here by the end of January. South Carolina is in the logistical run. Just letting you know that. I've always wanted to, it's funny, those southern states, that Bible Belt area, believe it or not, is a big deal. There's a lot of people that are starving for this work because, they have been doing their Christian work, and then they realize that there's much more to it. And first rule of any change that you're going through, do not forsake what you've learned. Just don't do it. So anyways, this astrology self-care, I'm going to actually, yes, Terry, it is awesome. Astrology self-care, if you go to my link tree, it's on there. If you go to any of the other videos that I have posted, I'm trying to figure this stuff out. And I'm like, I just want to add this on. And next thing I know, I'm live. I'm like, anyways. So we're going to talk some toenails here. If you're interested in a reading, yeah, Terry, you kind of get what I'm saying there, where, where you go to a certain point and then you're just like, this is only half of the story. And again, it's not mumbo jumbo. Let's not dismiss it. The 10 Commandments are a pretty good idea, right? There are ways that you find comfort in that. I mean, if you didn't celebrate Christmas because you are so anti-Christian now, calm down, everybody. It's still the tradition that your parents taught you. The energy of the day is really kind of fun, and I want to thank you guys. I've had a whirlwind week, and those of you that had a chance to take a look at the Duran Hamlin video, did you think Barbara Walters was like, when I die, I want to be coupled with this one? Remember when Farrah Fawcett died, and people are like, oh yeah, I heard about that, but I didn't know when it was. It was because it was the same day Michael Jackson died, so it totally overshadowed it. So I don't know that she necessarily was like, hey, Brandon, you know what I would really like to do is pass away at the same time that there was an NFL tragedy going on. So then you could do my astrological chart together. I think I did a pretty okay job. But Barbara, the gist of that video was, Barbara kind of had this really kind of nice soft landing. She passed away in the middle of the night. Everything was cool. With Hamlin, the safety from the Buffalo Bills, he had a cardiac arrest. And when I took a look at his chart, I'm like, he's not going anywhere. Kind of takes balls to call your shot when somebody's in critical condition on a ventilator, just to let you know. But I knew it wasn't his time, not according to his chart. Now, whether he ever plays football again, well, that's going to take some discernment on his part. But I know that it's just been really kind of positive, slow, but positive progression about his... I just pulled up YouTube to listen to music, and here you are. I did not realize it was live at first. Happy New Year. Hi, Janine. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Hope you stick around for a few. I'm going to turn over some tarot. And I'm going to be doing a lot more lives. I really have a plan here with how I'm going to be going about things. I have some guests starting next week for my stream of consciousness. Right now, it kind of looks like I'm kind of like dabbling in it, but next week I'm full force. I'm going to be driving some production value into this. I am going to be doing some other personal events. Like I said, I'm working on the tour. Part of that tour does include Penny. Just kind of letting you guys know that. It is also involving Florida. I just really wanted to kind of map things out before one of the challenges that I've had in this is that I start doing something and then it doesn't pan out, but I had announced it already. I've kind of learned that lesson. Not going to do that anymore. Because then people in South Carolina are like, you said you was coming. And then I go, yeah, so good. All right, Janine. Well, so the energy of the day, Kevin McCarthy kind of has to give up, doesn't he? Oh, his astrology. I'm going to actually be pulling his astrology tomorrow for the stream of consciousness, as well as what this means for the Pluto return. It's just a signifier, guys. And I'm not going to be surprised if they burn through another person. I also wouldn't be surprised if the Democrats turn around and take a swing at this and say, well, if you guys can't decide on a majority, we're going to convert a couple of you guys over here and get the 218 that they need. They only need like 6 votes, guys. Like, talk about unprecedented. And you know what? Maybe that would be a signal of the time changing. Now, I don't think that'll happen, but it's close. All it takes is a couple of those, Republicans that are going to be like, you know what? If you're going to give me what I want, then I'm going to say yes. Well, let me tell you something. Half of the Republicans that are like trying to like swing their weight right now, they're not going to be around in another 2 years. So tell them anything you want. You don't have to come through with it. I'm sorry, I just went total politics on that, which is why I'll never be a politician. Also, one of the other things that came up in that as well, and I want you guys to start thinking about this, is what kind of local stuff is going on in your politics right now, because you're seeing some things unveiled. You're going to see some people try and pull over some stuff locally. Be vigilant. Ask questions, call out people. And when nobody really kind of answers it, what's the sense in having... It's funny, I have a Facebook page for the city that I live in, and they just announced like a redistricting thing, and I said very plainly, I'm like, could you just give us the numbers as to how you came to this? Like, okay, that's your job, make those changes, but I'm gonna have to see some proof. And by saying that, all of a sudden, it's just getting beat up, like, oh, you never come to any council meetings. I'm like, okay, well, it's called representative government. I don't have to go to all the meetings. That's the funny thing. It's like, they get ticked off when you're not there, and then you're like, but what did I hire you for? It's kind of like, let me show up and see what job it is that you're doing. You know what? I do spot check you. I read the minutes. And if it's a short meeting, I read the minute. 4 of you just laughed at that. Anyway, so I hope you guys are doing well. I'm seeing you guys pile in here. I'm going to do some readings. Let me do a couple of readings here. And by the way, I may or may not have some of my specials still up. Go ahead, dive into them. By the way, if you go to any of the other videos, all of the things are there. I'll add them in after this. But, hey, Janine, how about if I come to you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you don't bail as soon as I get out of here. As soon as I do this. I'm just going to be on for a few minutes, guys, but I really like you guys to take a look at this astrology self-care class. Man, oh, man. I really wish I had taken that and put it up there. See, the problem is, my challenge is with this, is that I don't have it fully decked out. I'll figure it out, though. I see all the tools here. I just have to play with them. Anyways, Janine, hope you're doing well. Okay. All right, here we go. Janine, I'm going to give you 3 cards here, and let's roll with this. Oh, gosh, right out of the gate, a little magician action. Oh, how do you like my hologram? Ooh. So the Magician comes out. This is multiple manifestor. Maybe this is your time. By the way, let me know what your sun, moon, rising is. By the way, maybe I can kind of apply some of this. But the Magician right out of the gate, nothing bad happens when the Magician shows up, right? Am I right? Am I right? Right? Oh, and then the Strength card comes out. What kind of Leo action is this? Holy Toledo. First of all, I love how the lights kind of catch the... It's my playground. I'll play in it. So you go Magician and then Strength card right out of the gate? Oh, how about a little slow change? You're in for a little bit of change here as the Death card shows up in reverse. So you go Magician, Strength, and then the Death card in reverse. You know what this means? It means look out Tuesday. No, I'm only kidding. But Wednesday doesn't look good. So the Magician is kind of the multi-manifestor, and then you have the Strength coming in. This change is something that I think you've wanted for a long time, quite frankly. The Death card in reverse is kind of a long time coming. It's kind of like a Wheel of Fortune card but it's not from a destiny. The Death card is actually your action. It's you saying, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And do you also notice that on the Magician card and the Strength card that you have the infinity symbol on it? You're manifesting this change. You are absolutely manifesting this change. Boy, that's pretty cool. Janine, so you're a Sun Scorpio. Well, there you go. And a Moon Cancer. If you know what you're rising in, that's great. If not, no worries. But the Sun Scorpio, yeah, this is about changing something big on yourself. Holy Toledos. Holy pumpkin spice. I've got a whole bunch of like sound drops to put in. Holy pumpkin spice. Might not use it till September, but those are kind of fun. Janine, I hope you found some stuff in that and some encouragement to make your day go, because changes in the air, you might as well go with it. Am I right or am I right? All right, guys. Here we go. We're going to pull up the next one here. And Trish. Yeah, Trish, you were first one in. Of course, you're going to give you some cards. Ooh, hello, some choice. You got the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. Now, the 7 of Cups is actually one of those kind of confusing cards, because some people take it and go like, look at all the choices I have. Sometimes too many choices is not a good thing. This is a choose wisely card, because you could get the Castle, or you could get the, the Grand Triumph, or you can get some snake action here, right? Could go in a couple of different ways there, Trish. You got to choose, well. Oh, Janine, it's all good. Oh, and then you get the 8 of Wands. So Trish, you got some stuff coming towards you in a hurry. Maybe this is also a manifesting. Anytime you see 8s, everybody, crazy 8s, manifesting. And then you've got the Chariot. Wow. Quick, and more quick. Trish, if you're looking to make these changes, here it is. How about if I put that in the way and then we get focused in on that and my almost kind of clean fingernail. So anyways, listen. The way I see this, you've got a lot of choices and a lot of decisions really, really quick. Wow. Cancerian energy here with the Chariot as well. But I've got to tell you, I think that this has more to do with you're going to be put on a decision really quick, Trish. So glad you tuned. Oh, yeah. You good with that? You good with that? You want more? You can't handle the truth. Somebody else said hi. Terry and then Kathleen. We'll jump into this. All right, Terry. Hope you're doing... Oh, Terry, nothing but love here. We got ourselves the 10 of Cups. How cool is this? First of all, look at all that glare action on that. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling it. So the 10 of Cups is about blended families. It's about eternal happiness. It's about reaching your goals. So go knock it out of the park. And guess what? You have been tried and true. So the 7 of Wands actually talks about you taking the higher ground and you kicking ass and taking names. Kind of cool, right? Let's see what the third one... Oh, yeah, Page of Swords. So this is a new idea. So this is like you are going to find your happiness. You're taking what you've kind of done before and you're saying, how am I going to do this differently? It could still be an idea. You might not necessarily be putting it into place because the swords, as we know, are air energy. It's about the mind. It's about the thought process. So it's a new idea for you. Whatever this is, you are... Listen, you're going to go after your happiness here. No more like, that's good enough. No. You know what's good enough for you? Only the best. The 10 of Cups. That's what's good for you. So go get it, okay, Terry? All righty. We're popping back and forth across the pond right now. Oh, yes. That's right. You have an across the pond thing going on. So who did I miss here? I know I've got somebody else that made a cut. Kathleen, Happy New Year to you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well. Hey, if you're on here, go ahead and send me a little love there. Say a little hello. Do a little whatever. Let me know that you're there. I got a few more minutes. So, Kathleen, I'm coming to you with this one. What is up with this? How about the Four of Wands? How about the foundational happiness? This is also known as the marriage card. So if you're headed that way, this is a blissful thing. And by the way, even if you're struggling with a relationship right now, I also read people for a living. I'm going to tell you that there's something about this about internal happiness. It's also about action for happiness. Let's see what the other cards talk about. Here comes the sun. George Harrison has spoken. Here comes the sun, everybody. So you've got the Four of Wands and then you've got the sun. So hold on a second. And then you've got the moon in reverse. Oh, you tricky dicky bastard. Here we go. The moon in reverse. So what does this tell me? So we've got the marriage card, and then we have the sun card. Two very happy cards. And then you have a moon card. Listen, I'm not telling you you're going to have a kid out of wedlock. I'm not telling you that there's another kid in the mix somewhere. But these cards kind of talk about this. It's a reason for joy, but you didn't see this one coming. It could also mean something like something being revealed. In other words, maybe this is a child coming out. Maybe this is a child saying, ta-da, I'm marrying this one, when you thought they were going to marry that one. It might also mean that they're like, I thought I was going to go this way, but I went a different way. There's a little bit of surprise action here. It does involve children. It does involve a marriage. It does involve a relationship. But I don't think it's bad. I really don't think it's bad, but I do think you're going to uncover some truth here. So, Kathleen, thank you so much. I'm way single. So I'm a Pisces with a Leo rising, Aquarius moon. Has a lot of assets to that. I don't know if you know much about astrology. You should probably take one of my classes. Anyways, guys, I'm just kidding. My gosh, calm down. Does everybody know that I'm kind of joking and shtick in character? Some people don't get that. No, but seriously. Leo rising. So, this could mean you getting to your eternal happiness. And by the way, the moon card in reverse it might surprise you. So maybe the way single part is going to change, but it's not going to be with the person that you think it would be with. In other words, if you're I only go after the Marlboro Man. The Marlboro Man is the only thing I'll ever talk to. And then somebody comes in and Shem from the accounting department shows up and goes, hey, how you doing? And you're like, I don't know what that is, but I'm weak in the knees. It could mean that. It doesn't necessarily mean you're getting married, by the way. We have got to get away from the institutional stuff, right? Don't forget, these cards are old, so the ideas are old. A partnership, a marriage of sorts of energy is what I'm talking about here. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm not trying to marry you off. I've learned a long time that people get really offended when you're like, when are you getting married? And then they're like, oh, yeah, and for good reason. That's not for everybody. Just like becoming, going to college isn't for everybody. Being in a long-term relationship isn't for everybody. And it doesn't make you broken, for crying out loud. Can we just evolve from that? Maybe my older kids could have kids. Exactly. So whichever one is sitting there going, I'm never going to have kids, Mom. And you're like, okay. And then they come home and they're like, they're due in November. Just saying. You're very welcome, Trish. Yeah, you've had 3 and you're done. Yeah, that's cool. And you know what, though? It's also, again, I stand behind everything that I'm saying with this. I'm interpreting the cards. And the aha moment in those moments where you're like, oh, I didn't see that one coming. That's what makes it so good. Ding, ding. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I am in blissful that this is working right now. I will get it better. Yeah, and you know what? Like I said, Kathleen, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you find somebody that is... So that moon in reverse is 100%. I'm just stand behind that 100%. Maybe this is somebody that you just have a great relationship with, but it's not in a traditional sense. It's like when you get to a certain point, and I talk about this often about Piscean relationships versus Aquarian relationships. The Piscean relationships are codependency, and the Aquarian ones are kind of like hey, we're just going to match together, right? So what we've learned, anybody that's north of, say, 40 has learned that this either is they're built for this or they're not. There's no third direction, right? So when you do meet somebody, you're going to have a bunch of rules. You're going to have a bunch of boundaries. And remember, it's about boundaries, not borders. If you're bordering, then it means you can't let them in. If you're boundering, you say, come here, but I have rules. That's what people look for. People that are evolved and conscious, that's what they look for. And listen, if you'd rather be alone every night, that's great. But guess what? Every springtime for 2 weeks, you want to go on a cruise with somebody? Okay. You get to make the rules when you grow up. That's something I've learned along the way too. So listen, I wish you, yeah, right, Kathleen, you see what I'm saying. And again, I'm not pushing this on you and I'm not predicting it, but I'm telling you the cards just spoke. Fair enough? Good deal. Anybody else? Hi from Canada. Hi. Is this Meanie? Hi, how are you? Yeah, and again, I have to say this to the single women. I'm going to say this to all the single ladies. I don't think that's necessarily what men are going to look for in that age bracket either. Because again, they've kind of gone through that. And if you're still kind of caught up on the 2.3 kids, white picket fence, you got to do some more work on yourself. You just do. And it doesn't sound that way, but it's very good. Hey, Carol, how are you? Good to see you. I'm actually going to go to Manny today, and then I'll come back around to you, Carol. But we were just talking about the single ladies north of 58 here. What guys look for is the no drama mamas. Just gonna, you're in a pool of, you got a 5-to-1 ratio women to men in that age group of availability, and it's, the quality guys get caught up quick. And I'll tell you, the quality guys are looking for the no dramas. Have your stuff together. Be independent. That doesn't mean that you can't need something from someone. It just means that there's, have your stuff together. Know what you need. Know what you want. That's the key. And then if they're like, oh, yeah, I can't do that. Okay, we're grown-ups. Now nobody gets hurt. Go figure. Second half of your life goes easier because you actually start to apply the things that were going to hurt you. I see it time and time again, all that scenario that I just talked about. Good luck to you both. Good luck to you both. All right. Meanie, here you go. Mania, I don't know if you're a Libra, but here's some Libra action for you. The Justice card comes out, says a quick hello, and then we have the reverse Wheel of Fortune. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The major arcanas are kind of like bunching up here. Maybe I should shuffle a little more. But the Wheel of Fortune comes in reverse. Here we go. Oh, Three of Swords in reverse, Mania. So this is what this is. To me, this is like some comeuppance for somebody. This is you learning some lessons. This is the Justice card about balance, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, long time coming. And by the way, notice the fixed energy. I'm going to turn it right side up. This did come out in reverse. But when we talk about the fixed energy, by the way, the fixed energy is happening right now. The fixed Grand Cross, where the North and the South nodes. So natally in the United States, we're in Leo to Aquarius, North to South node. But currently, the current astrology has the North node in Taurus and the South node in Scorpio, which creates this Grand Cross. You see all four of them represented. That's some tough energy. In reverse means that it's going to go a little bit easier. It's a little bit of a Little River Band song, right? Take it easy on me. Oh, just wanted to see and know that you have to go. But for all that you do, that whatever you do, take it easy on me. This is either a past loved one coming back, or it's you kind of going over some stuff and going, yeah, that kind of happened the way it was supposed to. Maine in Canada, this reading is kind of talking to you about making sure you clean up your act from the old stuff that you were dealing with. Doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, but if you've had a heartache, this is a time to review so you don't make those mistakes again. The Justice card comes out because you're going to be in balance. You're not going to be all emotional, let's say, when you take a look at this. And it's time that you do that because it's getting you ready for something else, either to propel yourself in a current relationship or to find yourself a new one. Just telling you, something for fun. All right, a couple more here, guys. Manny, thanks so much for joining me. Hey, Mama O, how are you? Carol, coming to you, dear. Hello, Mama O. Yes, single lady. There you go. Look at this. Men your age are grumpy, Carol. Let me guess, 29? See what I said there? See what I did there? Carol, here we go. Oh, yeah, here we go. So, right out of the gate, Carol. Ding, 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 ding. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. This is a new idea. It's a new mindset for you. And you know what? Those grumpy old men, maybe you've got to go for a little bit younger. Because the Knight of Cups comes out here, and the Knight of Cups actually talks about kind of that new love. This could also mean an activity, a hobby. Maybe you take up golf or crafting, or maybe you bedazzle everything that you see. But this is something new. And then the High Priestess comes out. By the way, the High Priestess, the Knight of Cups to the High Priestess, we're talking cougar territory. I'm sorry, guys. That's just where we're at. The High Priestess comes out, and look at how intuitive the High Priestess is. First for the B and the J, calm down, everybody. We go over this every single time it comes up. It means Boaz and Yakim. It is actually the old wisdom of the Old Testament. It is actually one of the three places where the Old Testament makes an appearance in the tarot cards. Now, the Boaz and Yakim are the two of the pillars of the old energy of understanding the good versus evil. She's stepping on the moon, which means that this is a highly intuitive card. And by the way, as much as we're talking about the Old Testament, what does she have right and smack dab in the middle of her chest? Everybody's like, oh, it's a cross, Brandon. It's a cross. It's a cross. Well, it's the astrological wheel, everybody. The wheel in the sky keeps on turning. I think this is you going back to some basics and finding something new with something old. Not necessarily somebody old. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what it is that you're talking about right now. Oh, Carol, I'm glad you love it. That's what I'm here for, really. I'm here for your edification, and that's really, really cool. So my demographics are definitely single women. Got it. Fair enough, ladies. I'm all right with that. I can roll with it. I have... my borders are down, but my boundaries are up. So here we are. Kind of a good thing. So I'm seeing, so listen, good luck to you. Mama O, I'm going to come to you with this next one. Carol, so glad that you joined us. Mama O, this one's for you. Oh, you hard-working devil you. Look at this. 10 of Pentacles comes out. This is about hard work. This is about pulling it together. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody likes to be in different positions. I'm just saying. I'm just reading the cards, everybody. So the Queen of Pentacles is actually talking about, in this position, let me get the third one here. Oh, yeah, Temperance. Oh, behave. You got to be in balance here. So this is your caution to not overdo it. This is also you not taking on too much responsibility. This is you not being in a position where you're like you've got everything. You don't have to push yourself. Don't get greedy. Don't become the dog with the bone. And by the way, Penny, it's uploading right now, tells a great story of how Narcissus, the actual Greek legend, comes to it. And by the way, he comes to the water. So it's actually taken from somewhat of the Temperance card as well, because Narcissus was a Sagittarius, everybody, had a tendency of going overboard. And when he didn't know his own beauty, he was like, why does everybody like me? And then he saw his reflection in the water and he goes, I'm in love. And then he dove in and he's like, I got to go find this person. He dove in, drowned, and, swallowed up by his own self-absorption, if you will. Temperance has a lot to do with that, actually. So I think that's what's going on with this. And Temperance is very much about saying, like, you know what? I'm worthy, but I'm not arrogant. I'm confident, but I'm not cocky. And Temperance for me, this is about you not overdoing it, Mama. Mama O. I think you're in New Hampshire. I think New Hampshire somewhere in there, right? I have been working hard. You need to have more fun. The cards are spoken. Right? Work hard, play hard. And, sometimes it's just a matter of taking your spots when you can, right? And Mama New Hampshire, I think I remember what you do. Maybe it's spirit, maybe it's whatever. But pace yourself, kid. Find a couple of minutes. We don't need you burning out right there on the front line. Am I right or am I right? It's pretty good. Carol, you are so welcome. Sanjay. Leo, but have Libra. Leo, but have Libra in my planets. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, let's wrap up here tonight. It's I don't have my glasses with me. Sanchan 619, how are you? So we're Gemini Sun, Cancer Moon. Hey Barbara, how are you? Cancer Moon, Taurus Rising. Oh, you're fun. Oh, you're single, you say, huh? I'm just waiting for the other punchline for this. All right, I'm coming to you with some cards here. Sanchan 619. By the way, I think that combination, the fact that your moon is probably in your first house, actually it would be more, there's a pretty good chance. If that's in your, so it'd be in your third house. So communication's kind of a thing for you. It's a big communication thing. By the way, you don't always have to be right. With that combination, I'm going to go ahead and say, that's pretty strong for you to be like the sure thing. You don't have to wear the pants all the time, right? You might be in relationships where you feel like you have to wear the pants all the time. How about a little soul work right now? The Hermit shows up at the darndest of times in people's lives so they get to where it is they need to. Queen of Swords in reverse. What is up with all these queens with their head hanging off the bed? What? And then we get the Seven of Swords. You had some deception around you. So I get why you're saying, I don't want to do this anymore. You don't want to be in charge. You're in a little retrofit right now. By the way, you just had a Jupiter return, right? You're 37, you mentioned. At 36 is one of your Jupiter returns. And that return, on the first return at the 12, you're just kind of like, hey, the world's my oyster. I'm going to go try this, right? You're still kind of young and stupid. By 24, you're like, I'm going to start to apply this. By 36, you're like, you know what? Can't teach this dog old tricks, right? You're just kind of like, been there, done that. With this card spread, I'm here to tell you, you rooted out your deceptions. You rooted out being in charge, and you're done with being the Ice Queen. You're like, damn it, when is it for me? By the way, the Hermit is pushing you to do this self-work. Might I encourage you to sign up for, say, an astrology self-care class? This is a time to do some work, do some journaling, take a look at what classes are out there, find something within your budget that'll work, and make sure you start working on it. That is the key. A lot of people think that if they can't do everything, they do nothing. Find something in your budget. You may think it's shit, or you may think that you're whatever, or you might be pleasantly surprised. Listen, every great teacher starts out small and has a discounted program. They just do. You're like, wow, until other people figure this out, I know that I found this. So follow that along, right? Okay. Sanchar, listen, did you root somebody out? Did you take a look at this and be like, hey, you're deceiving me? And it might not have been cheating necessarily, but they sold you a bill of goods that didn't work, right? I mean, that's a feeling that I get with that. It is Sanchar, right? Sanchan. No glasses. 619. So good. All right, listen, we're going to do a couple more of these. Then we'll get rolling here to that. Welcome, Tinker. Welcome, Tinker. And by the way, does anybody else get that slight rush when you're like, oh my God, they can see me? Oh my gosh. It's not a live audience, guys. It's not TV. I can't see what you're doing there. All right. So, Barbara, thanks so much for being here. Yeah, so good. And listen, I've seen some of your comments. I was wondering what happened to you. How about this? And again, we talk about this fixed energy right now. So everything has duality, right? The Wheel of Fortune is kind of like, you're going to have this challenge. And by the way, we got Mercury retrograde right now. Every astrologer always talks. And by the way, guys, this is how you know the difference between really good astrologers and astrologers that really are just kind of pushing a narrative that they heard somewhere else. It took me almost an hour to talk about Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde has so many upsides. It's not all about, your car's going to break down and your computer's going to go to shit. Stop. It's also a great time for you to clear your throat and go, I'm not putting up with this anymore. How about that one? The good astrologers will know how that works. It all depends on how it lands in your chart. Now, I'm going to give you the world card right out of the gate there, dear. Yes, Sanchar. Last week, someone tried to deceive you, automatically put a stop to it. Blammo! The cards don't lie. That's so awesome. That is so awesome. Barbara, back on this world card. So the fixed energy for you is like you're getting shot out of a cannon. Where the fixed energy of a Wheel of Fortune card is kind of like it's kind of some comeuppance. We don't like to call it karma, but if you didn't pay attention, you're going to get bit in the ass. If you paid attention, you'll just have the opportunity to show it. The world card, where are you going? Where are you going? Well, you're a hard worker. Reap what you sow. So you've done the work. That's why this fixed energy is going to go so well for you. How about a new business idea? How about a new job? How about a new something connected to who you are? By the way, the Page of Pentacles comes out when you're ready to, where you take it from this one, and then you go, you know what? This is the one I'm going to take to the state fair, and I'm going to win the ribbon. Da, da, da. This is a giant eggplant. I don't know. I'm making shit up. But you are going to get famous off of this eggplant right here because you have done the work. Cha-ching. So glad you joined us. So good to see you, Barb. Ta-da! Yep, sure thing. Tinker Toy Yorkie. That's kind of fun. That's a fun name. All right, Tinker Toy Yorkie. Here we go. We're going to wrap up with you tonight. Going to give you an extra shuffle there. Oh, a bit of the Wounded Warrior, are you? By the way, Chiron's coming back around. Chiron's still in Aries right now. It has it's been direct here for a couple of weeks. And it was in retrograde. It went direct, I think, week and a half ago. Penny and I actually talked about this at our show. I know I've talked about it in some of the other things that I've done. Wounded Warrior comes out for here, Tinker Toy Yorkie. And some reverse judgment going on. A little bit of failure to launch here with the Judgment card coming out in reverse. It's the 2.0 card, and it is not. Yes, Barbara, good luck with that here in the new year. So, Tinker Toy, pay attention to what you think of yourself. Where are we going with this? Oh, yeah, I'm going to give you a good outcome here. Because the Six of Cups is kind of this new beginning. So, not so good situation. You're not really sure where you want to be, but you know you got to change it. And then you got the Six of Cups going, I'm going to make a brand new day. We're going to make it. By the way, I think I should call this card, I mean, this is kind of like the Happy Children card. Like if somebody's like, I really want kids, and this card comes out and you're like, go home and try, right? In this setup, though, it's more about you having a fresh outlook. Tinker Toy, I hope this makes sense to you. You said you haven't been here before. I hope I make some sense. I hope you click like and subscribe to all of this. Share it with a friend. Tell somebody about this. This is what I do for a living, and it's a lot of fun. All right, guys, listen, I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna put the link on as soon as this wraps up. Come back and visit this video for the Astrology Self-Care. The discount goes on. It's $100 off if you sign up by tomorrow. I'm gonna have the videos up. Whiskey and Bagels are going to be up later tonight. And actually, Penny and I are kind of synchronizing some stuff where we can both like show our stuff at the same time. I think we're going to start doing that because I think it's only fair. You know, we'll make it a Friday special. We'll do something like that. But yeah, she's a good egg. I love working with Penny. You guys know that. She is just a good person. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to give you guys the heart taps, tell each other we care and love for each other, and I just want to remind you guys to simply keep going. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.